Happy Tu B'Shvat. What is Tu B'Shvat, though? What does the name mean? And how is it significant to us in our everyday lives? Tu B'Shvat is derived from the Hebrew date of the holiday, Tet Vav. Tet being 9 and Vav being 6, equaling the numeric value of 15, which is the day that Tu B'Shvat falls out on the 15th of Shvat. Alternatively, the day is called Hamisha Asar B'Shvat, which literally means the 15th day of Shvat. The significance of this date is that Tu B'Shvat is technically a day where trees stop absorbing water from the ground and instead they draw nourishment from their own sap. In Jewish law, this means that the fruit which has blossomed prior to the 15th cannot be used as a tithe for fruit which blossomed after the 15th. The tithe being the 10% that you give as your ma'aser, as you give to the poor people, and also as you bring it to Jerusalem in the times of the Beit HaMikdash. Now, if this is the technical reason why Tu B'Shvat is the Rosh Hashanah Le'ilanot, which is the new year for the trees, then if it's just something technical, how can I draw and receive some nourishment for my soul from something that seems to be insignificant to our lives? The answer is that it's very significant. And Tu B'Shvat really gives us an extremely powerful message. Tu B'Shvat also coincides with the last date where you could possibly bless the new moon. Jewish tradition and custom has that every single month we bless the new moon. And the 15th day is the last day we could possibly bless the new moon. Interestingly enough, this is the second full moon before Passover. Now, the full moon, when we bless it, what we say is that this moon that we're blessing now should one day be like the Ma'or HaGadol. What is the Ma'or HaGadol? The larger luminary. That's referring to the sun. The moon is referred to as the Ma'or HaKatan, the smaller luminary. When a baby is born at the Brit Milah, we say something very interesting. We say, Zeh HaKaton, this little one, Gadol Yihiyeh. He will be big. What is that supposed to mean? That he's going to grow up? God willing, we will always bless the newborn that he's going to grow up and to have a long and fruitful life. But we're saying something a little different. Zeh HaKaton, this smaller luminary, this little bundle of joy, this little godsend that these two young people were blessed with, Gadol Yihiyeh, it should one day be great. What we're saying is we're referring to the two luminaries. We're referring to the moon. The moon doesn't illuminate the world from its own light. The moon illuminates the world from a reflection off the sun. But it still does a decent job, even though it's dark, it still allows us to see. And that's the same thing with a small child. That when a child is born and it grows up, it's affected by its surroundings. And it learns lessons from its parents and from its friends and family and teachers and schools and society. But we bless that child, that beautiful boy, Gadol Yihiyeh, that one day he will be great, meaning he will be just like that great luminary, that doesn't need everything else to illuminate it. It doesn't need the sun that it will reflect from it now to the earth, but it will be able to give its own light, just like the sun, the Ma'or HaGadol, the larger luminary, that light emanates from itself. This, I believe, is the message of Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat on the 15th, it stops its nourishment from the rainwater, from its surroundings. But rather, it grows root and it takes a foothold from everything that it's learned until now. Everything that, all the nourishment that it got from the rainwater, and now is able to take root. It's not a little sapling anymore. It's now turning into a tree. It's able to take root, and it now takes nourishment from its own sap that it developed in those years that it was taking nourishment from the rainwater. This is the message of Tu B'Shvat, that we have to be strong-rooted, that we have to be a people not just that looks for outside sources of how to get entertainment and education and meaningfulness in our lives and happiness. It's all here in the Torah. It's all here in our religion, in Judaism. It's all here in our friends and family and community and in our society. We just have to look for it and realize that we don't need the outside sources to accomplish what we want to accomplish in life. But God gives us all the tools that we need in every which way to build ourselves up, to take nourishment from what's so close, so near, and so readily available. And by eating the new fruit of Tu B'Shvat, it reminds us of that and says, yes, with our beautiful friends and family and nation, we could fulfill our potential as wonderful Jewish people. Happy Tu B'Shvat. I'm Rabbi Daniel Ben Susan, and you're watching ChaiSocial.com.